Good to see you after 2 months or something.
Yeah, it's been a long while.
So, how have you been?
I've been really great. So my schools have started, and I'm going really busy with that. And my
Mm-hmm.
half yearly exams are also going to start next month.
Half yearly is in the month of September, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you must be in Bhilai right now.
No, I'm in Garyaband because there's a holiday in Chhattisgarh for Tej and for Ganesh Chaturthi also. Tomorrow we have a holiday for Ganesh Chaturthi. So I got
Hmm.
2 days holiday, so I decided to come here.
Very nice. And how far is it from your place, Bhilai?
I think 100 or 120 kilometers.
So, like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Uh, so it's quite nearby. Like it's okay,
yeah.
manageable.
Hmm.
Okay, so what all things you did like in these 2 years, in the span of 2 months, most probably 2 months.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, so we had our school. So I had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of projects of schools and all. So that's why I was just very much focused with my schools and the homeworks and all. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
There is a very interesting story why I have a session today because my subscription ended in the month of June or
Mm-hmm.
July, I'm not sure, but the last session I did with that subscription, I did not get the video of that, so that's
Oh,
why I requested for the video. I think 2 days ago, and then like the what was that? The other side. What do we call that? I
the tech
forgot the
support.
name. Yeah, yeah. The tech support team just told
Mm.
me that there is a technical glitch, so that's why I won't be able to get my video. Right, so
Mm.
that's why they just gave me a free session to compensate that.
Oh, quite nice. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I saw your name today, so I was not expecting you because it has been 2 months already. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's the reason I asked you. So you had this extra session because you were not able to retrieve the video from the last session.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think you had the last session with me only, like if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
was with me
that
like
time
2 months
also
ago.
there was the same issue. I did not get the video. That's why they gave me a free session to compensate
Yeah.
for all of that.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so what's new apart from all these things?
So I don't think there is anything new, but
Mm-hmm.
we are going to school, we are meeting our
Mm.
friends, and it's quite nice.
And yeah, you suffered from COVID like 2 weeks, 2 months ago,
Yeah,
right? How
yeah,
is it like? I think you are fine now.
yeah.
You have
I'm really
recovered
fine now.
long back. Yes,
Hmm.
definitely. Okay, so and how's the school going on?
It's going on great, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Our
Mm.
exams are going to start. That's why our teachers are giving us a lot of revision tests and
Mm.
homeworks that we have to prepare, and we have a lot of projects to do. So that's why we just we most of our time in school also is just spent with all the projects and the revision tests. So lately we are not doing any like study, like
Mm.
actual reading of a chapter or anything. So it's quite
All
boring.
right. Okay, then let's have a general conversation. I'll ask you some questions. Okay,
All
some random
right.
questions. You ready for
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been dreaming a lot lately, so I would ask you a question about dreaming. Okay, so
Hmm.
tell me, like, how often do you dream? Is it like every night or like once in a blue moon or something?
It's not every night, but maybe on
Mm-hmm.
alternate nights.
Alternate nights. Okay. Do you remember your dreams, by the way?
Yes, I remember them quite
Mm-hmm.
well, and I feel like my dreams have some connection with them. Like I
Mm.
don't know, they're just very weird.
Absolutely. Sometimes it happens. So, what's the most weirdest dream you've ever had?
Okay, so I had a dream in which I was sort of in a video game. So, like in video games, you have a part where you have to actually play, like move the character and all.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
there's some part where just a movie is going on explaining the story of what's happening in the game, right? So,
Hmm.
like same thing, similar things happen in my dream. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can move a character in my dream, and I'm just viewing everything in a third person view, and sometimes there's just a scene going on, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm just like controlling everything. It's just
Wow.
very weird and confusing.
So it is just like a virtual reality game.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, right, right. Okay, so there are two kinds of dream. Like the dream where you realize that you're in a dream. So you're like,
Hmm.
okay, it's just a dream. So you call it a lucid dream.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are some dreams when you don't realize that it's a dream. You think it's reality. So have you had any kind of dream that where you realize that okay, why is this thing happening to me? And the moment you woke up, you were like, thank God, it was just a dream. Any kind of incident like that?
Yeah, so sometimes when I get dreams that is really related to real time, real life characters like my school friends or my teachers or anything, then I just do not realize that it's a dream.
Hmm.
And it's not like, thank God it was a dream. It is not like that. But when I
Mm-hmm.
wake up, I just am very surprised that it was a dream. But usually I just get lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams, wherein you realize that it's a dream, right?
Yeah.
Actually, lucid dreams are not that scary. Like even if something bad happens to you, you know that you're safe, sleeping sound
Yeah.
in your on your bed, like something like that,
Hmm.
right? So
Hello.
yeah, I usually have non-lucid dreams. You know,
Oh, okay.
the day not these days, but I think a couple of years ago, I had a dream that I'm appearing for an exam. I haven't studied anything, and I'm totally
Oh.
blank. And my, the teacher has, this he's giving me a paper sheet and he's asking me to write the paper. And now I'm all scary and anxious. And the moment I woke up, I was like, thank God, it was just a dream. So yeah,
Okay.
that's why I just wake up like sweaty, very different state altogether. Okay.
Hmm.
So speaking of dreams, there is a phenomenon known as a sleep paralysis or something, wherein your body is not able to move. It has
Yeah.
something to do with it's a technical term like rapid eye movement or something. Have you had that
Yeah, after
feeling?
I moved.
You're not able to move your body and you're like someone is suffocating you basically. Have you had that kind
No.
of?
As
Not
of
yet.
now, it has
It
never
should not.
happened.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Like it happened with me last night for 2 straight minutes. I was not able to move my body. I was
Oh.
conscious. My brain was awake. My body was asleep. So I read about it at night only. I started researching about it. So I realized that it happens when your body goes to the first stage of sleep, the REM, which you call
Hmm.
rapid eye movement, and
Yeah.
then sometimes your brain is awake but your body is asleep, and that's why you're not able to, your neurons are not working that time. Basically, they
Hmm.
don't work it. So, but that is quite scary because it feels like someone is suffocating you. Someone
Hmm.
is like choking your neck or something.
Yeah.
So these kind of things happen a lot. That's why I asked you some questions about dreams. Okay,
Hmm.
another question now. Imagine you can have dinner with a famous person, living or dead, both. So who would you choose and why?
Okay. So I'm not sure who would I choose.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Let me think for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Mm-hmm.
can it be? I do not really have anyone in my mind as of now, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe Taylor Swift, because I'm
Taylor
a big
Swift.
fan of her.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Hmm.
So Taylor Swift. Now imagine you're having dinner with Taylor Swift, and if you get an opportunity to ask her a question, what will you ask her?
What can I ask her? Maybe
Mm.
what is her favorite type of pizza? Because we
That's
are having a
interesting.
dinner, so I can ask. I may ask
Something
something related to
related to
food.
food. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe something about her creativity, how like her journey to become such a huge artist, right? That can
Yeah,
also happen.
so
Hmm.
maybe I can ask her about how she copes up with, feeling lonely.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because sometimes people have all the money, all the fame in the world, but they still feel lonely, right?
Yeah.
It happens with a lot of celebrities, like quite often actually.
Hmm.
Okay, so Taylor Swift is it all right? Taylor Swift. Okay, now next question for you. Another spontaneous and tricky, not a tricky, but an interesting one. Now imagine you have a remote control for your life, and there are two buttons. Only one will work. The moment you choose, the only one button will be operational. One button with the first button you can pause your life, and with the second button you can rewind your life. So what do you think, which option would be better, rewinding your life or pausing your life anytime you want?
Okay, so rewinding in the sense that I can go back in time and change my mistakes
mm,
like that?
yes, definitely.
Hmm. So that's a good question, I'd say.
Hmm.
Because if
Hmm.
you pause time, you can do anything you want in that
Hmm.
particular time. But if you
Hmm.
rewind the time, then you can change your past actions. So probably I'll
Absolutely.
just rewind the time.
So I think rewind option would be better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mm, yeah, even I would choose the same because pausing your life, it's kind of quite dull. It's a dull thing to do.
Hmm.
Like everything has stopped and you are in motion. No, there's nothing really you can't do about it. But if you
Hmm.
go to rewind, like if you go to some past moment of yours to a particular year, maybe you can maybe fix some things and then come back. Have a
Yeah.
different outlook altogether. So rewind button.
Yeah, but you know what? The rewind button can also work as the pause button because let's say I have two things to do, like practice music or practice playing an instrument, and then making a project, right? So like I can just practice playing the instrument now, and then the time has been passed, then I can rewind the time. So now the practice
Hmm.
is done. My throat is like well prepared for singing, but then I can rewind and do the project work. So it can also work in that sense. So the rewind button is really great.
I never gave this thing a thought. So quite interesting discovery, by the way. You can use it like twice. Like you could do one thing and then you can
Yeah.
rewind and do the other thing.
Hmm.
So I think after asking this question, the pause button doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask this question to anyone now. Okay, so tell me in the future when you're all grown up and settled, and like, would you rather have a lavish bungalow, or maybe you can have that kind of money to travel the world? What would you prefer?
I think traveling the world, I choose that option because I'm really fond of, different cultures of countries and knowing about other
Mm-hmm.
people. I'm really fascinated by
Mm-hmm.
the cultures and like the
Mm-hmm.
languages and all the things that happens in other countries. So I think
Mm-hmm.
traveling would be a great option.
Hmm. Why not a house then?
Because like even if you have a small house, like a normal sized house,
Hmm.
then it can also function like it has the same functions as a bungalow. It has a bedroom, it has a
Hmm.
kitchen, it has a
Hmm.
dining room. Then what else do you
Hmm.
need?
Hmm. And sometimes, these lavish bungalow it would feel like a prison because you're
Yeah.
just doing your work, you're sleeping, you're eating, you're not been able to do anything,
Hmm.
and that's an immovable asset. Now, if you have the money, you can travel to different places, like
Yeah.
okay, so everyone has different places to visit. So tell me, are there any places in your bucket list which you would like to visit as of now? If you must have explored some places where you want to go in future, you really want to go. Like for me, I think I really want to visit some European countries because I think
Oh,
the nature, the
same.
kind of landscape Europe has, it's quite different. Like it's different altogether. I think God made that area like with in a very meticulous way. So
Yeah.
this is what I think. So what do you think? Europe for you as well, right?
Yes, Europe, because
Yeah.
I'm really fond of cold weather, and in Europe
Mm,
it's not that hot, so that's why Europe can be a great option. And the
mm.
culture and everything, the nature, the scenes, it's just so beautiful.
The landscapes.
Yeah.
You can take a train. You can travel the whole Europe, just looking
Hmm.
at all the landscapes and meadows and everything.
Yeah.
So yes, I recently came to realize that Europe is that beautiful. I knew it that it was beautiful, like places like Sweden, Switzerland, Poland, and
Hmm.
all these places. But yes, when I saw an actual vlog, there was this guy from on YouTube. So he showed that he showed the view from a different perspective altogether. Like he took some drone shots, and the way
Hmm.
he edited those shots and the way he added music into it. So that was quite mesmerizing. So
Yeah.
that's I think Europe. I think one should go to Europe at least once. Like any
Yes.
country, like any of the places. There are lots of places actually, and the most fascinating thing about these countries are the infrastructure. If you have watched
Hmm.
any video or pictures,
Not
the infrastructure
really.
is quite.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
watched them.
you haven't watched definitely, but if you get a chance, you would like to go to Europe only, right?
Yeah, Europe.
Okay, so this is to experience the exquisitive, nature which we have, and any other place for maybe to live a city life kind of thing, or maybe to do an adventurous activity. Any other place like that?
Maybe Tokyo in Japan.
Tokyo in Japan. So what is it famous for? Like the food or something?
I'm not sure, but I just like the cities and like the
Tokyo.
buildings and the development is just so beautiful there.
Absolutely. And the kind of technology they use is,
Yeah.
it is surreal. I don't
Hmm.
know. I saw a video the other day, and like in India, when you want your bill for the food which you have eaten, they just give you like in written or something, maybe on your WhatsApp or something. But there,
Hmm.
the guy was scanning plates. He
Oh,
scanned all the plates, and all the information was there on that particular device. And he just entered the card and paid it, and he was gone by just
okay.
scanning the plates. That kind of technology. So that
Wow.
was like quite mind-blowing thing to watch.
Hmm.
So Tokyo for you. I think
Yeah.
I suppose there's a Tokyo Tower as well.
Yeah, I think so.
There is one. Because I think there was an animated series. It was it Doraemon or something.
Yeah,
They also live
Doraemon.
in Japan only, right?
Yeah.
They also had that Japanese culture. Have you watched Doraemon ever?
Yes, I like that. That was the only thing that I watched
Okay.
growing up.
Now imagine you have Doraemon, and so what would be the first gadget you would ask him? Quite useful one.
Um, Maybe the anywhere door.
I think that's the best.
Yeah, like you can travel anywhere you want within
Anywhere.
seconds.
Absolutely. You don't need visa. You don't need a lot
Yeah,
of money. No plane tickets, no visa. Just imagine that place and you're there. Oh my
yeah.
God. That would be so amazing, right? Anywhere door. And apart from that, because anywhere door is like quite common and I think everybody would want that.
Hmm,
Apart
yes.
from that, any other gadget if you want from
The
Doraemon.
bamboo copter, because these are the only two gadgets that I remember.
Bamboo copter. Yeah, it's good. You can go to your school. Even if you're late, you can still make it.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, who was your favorite character in that particular show?
There wasn't really a favorite character, but I don't remember his name. But the smart guy, I forgot his name, but he was the smart
Dekisuki.
guy. Yeah,
Dekisuki.
Dekisuki. Yeah.
I've also watched a lot of Doraemon in my school
Hmm.
time. It's a quite an
Oh,
old show, actually, right?
yeah. It's
Dekisuki.
very old.
And yeah, yeah. So, I always imagine that I wish I could live with these guys for a day.
Yeah.
Their house, the food they have, the playgrounds and everything. That was like
Hmm.
everything was quite amazing, actually.
Yeah.